Hey everyone, it's been a while. I've just been trying to take a break from making content and Genshin in general to prevent myself from going through burnout again. Especially since Fontaine is around the corner, I don't want to burn myself out too early. But there's nothing really much to do right now, and since I'm waiting for Kokomi's banner to arrive next week, I've had a few ideas in the work while I wait for more content. This just so happens to be one of them. Ironically enough, this isn't a response to what Ziox or Varus had to say about Xiao. The timing is just a coincidence. But hey, at least I have some stuff to talk about to back me up of what I have to say. This video isn't normally what I do. I usually use facts and logics to make my own videos, but this time it's going to be a little more personal, and I don't usually add some of my own personality to this, so I thought I'd try to change it up a little bit. So why do I like Xiao so much, and why is he my main till this day? First, I do want to mention something to clear up all the air or whatever. Sometimes I do say that I am a so-and-so main for like another character for my own videos that I put up on the channel. That's just mainly a way to get people to know that I understand a lot about a certain character, say like Yoimiya, Alhaitham, or Ayato. I don't see anything wrong with saying that you can main multiple characters, by the way. As much as I do enjoy these characters and deeply understand how they work, they don't even compare to Xiao in my opinion. The thing that I really like about Xiao that no other character can offer is how mobile he is in combat. I've always really liked fast-paced gameplay, and the main reason why I play something like, let's say, Overwatch instead of Valorant is just because of how fast-paced the gameplay is. And in those kinds of games, I always really enjoy picking characters that have high mobility. And when it comes to fast-paced gameplay, the more you play and the more you understand what's going on, it just feels so satisfying when you completely understand what's happening. Xiao's gameplay just fills that role perfectly. Sure, we have Kazuha, Wanderer, but they just don't feel the same as Xiao does. Gaara just doesn't do as much damage as Xiao does in my opinion, and while I do like Kazuha, he's a support, and for me, he just doesn't feel the same hypercarry type playstyle as Xiao does. Spamming plunge attacks just feels so fast and unique, no other character even comes close to offering this type of playstyle. And it's just something that I really enjoy to this day. He's just so hard to hit while moving around constantly. And when I put my time and effort into something, I want the output to feel that way. Investing a lot of my resources into Xiao just felt super satisfying. Getting his C1, Staff of Homa, triple crowning him, 4-piece Vermilion set, Zhongli, and getting C6 Farazan just makes him feel like the best character in the game. Of course, that's not factually correct, but for me, he just feels like the strongest I could ever be. There hasn't been a situation where Xiao has let me down. Back when I first got him like 2 years ago, I think? Wow, that feels like such a long time ago. I was really struggling to get my first clear of floor 12, but after I got him and got used to his kit, not only did he help me clear the floor, but he helped me clear it with all 9 stars. And this isn't with all the investment I have right now. This was like 2 years ago, way before I had a lot of the newer characters. I didn't have something like C6 Farazan, I didn't triple crown him back then. I've been asked a few times why I still main Xiao despite him not being the most popular character in the Abyss. Before I answer that, I should address why Xiao has a low usage rate in the first place. Well, first things first, as I mentioned before, he is a hyper carry character. There isn't really any reason to use him outside of that, because if you do, you're just not really using his full potential. But him being an Anemo character just isn't really that helpful since that element isn't really known for how much damage it can do, it's mainly used for its utility. Being an Anemo hypercarry is just asking for really high investment, and that leaves very little room for flexibility, which isn't really the most ideal. His free-to-play options are also just terrible, and since most people playing Genshin are free-to-play, it's obvious that it's gonna drive them away, right? I was fortunate enough to get Staff of Homa the first time I wished on the weapon banner, and I already had a few 5-star characters at that time, including Zhongli. One last thing I should add is that most people, as far as I know, do play on mobile because of accessibility, and playing Xiao on mobile just feels like a nightmare. It feels terrible trying to keep track of all the movement on a small screen, and especially with your fingers blocking up a good portion of it, I don't think it just feels comfortable playing him. Honestly, if I were to keep talking about why only a few people play Xiao, including myself, I'd just be copying Vars at this point. I did give the video a watch, and I enjoyed what he had to say, and pretty much everything he mentioned I do agree with. I feel like a lot of people easily get misled or misdirected by what these kind of videos have to say. It's like they're acting as if it's a bad thing that their favorite character gets mentioned. Like, bro, it's not that deep, it's just a game, it's all for entertainment, it's not a personal attack. Despite all this, why do I still main Xiao? Well, on top of what I had to say before about the fast-paced gameplay, he just feels very unique, and there isn't any other character that I can think of that can replace him. I honestly don't think the popularity of certain characters should tell you who to play or not. The game isn't going to get dramatically more difficult by using non-meta characters. And for me, if I like a character, I'm going to make them work. It just took some additional luck to get my Xiao to where he is today. Unfortunately for me, he's still able to compete with very meta teams in a lot of the Abyss cycles. I don't really mention this a lot, but I actually do like Xiao as a character. His impact on the story, he's actually one of the very few characters that had some character development. Going through being a cold-hearted character to actually showing some care towards others. He has a badass design with his mask, and green just so happens to be my favorite color. Of course, when I first saw him in the story, I wanted him instantly. I think this should go without saying, but if you like a character, you should invest into him. And for me, I got exactly what I wanted, and it won't change anytime soon. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video entertaining. I do have some more videos planned before Fontaine releases, so I hope you look forward to seeing them. I'll be live pulling for Kokomi when her rerun comes out on this channel, so feel free to come check it out. Have a good night and day wherever you're at, and I'll see you all next time. Peace and take care, guys. Have a good one.